boss would like me to be the minister of Twitter.
Although you didn't twit that you're going to be on the show this morning, Tony.
Yeah. I forgot to do that. You see, I'll do a post-interview
summary. Listen, dude, thanks for joining us. A couple of things. Let's start off with the serious stuff. The budget came down yesterday. Without getting into the gory details, Leighton, Ignatieff, and what's-his-face said, we think we want an election. Can you tell us, A, why, and B, what happens next?
Well, the why, obviously we're going to have different perspectives, but the why is they, for whatever calculation, want to go to the polls. I'm not sure that the budget was really seriously considered by the opposition parties. It was really like a minute after it was presented to the Parliament that the decision was made by the opposition parties to oppose. So it's kind of hard to think.
So let me ask you something. So the budget comes down, everybody claps, and all of us, no one reads it other than you guys because you put it together, and everybody goes, yeah, we don't like it.
No. It's just an excuse is what it is.
Yeah.
Kind of marched out to the media and said, this is the worst thing since sliced bread, and so we're going to we want to defeat the government. So that was their position, and obviously they have the majority of the votes when combined together in Parliament because it's a minority government, and so the first opportunity basically for them to vote against the government on anything is coming up tomorrow. So it's been, for what passes as high drama in Ottawa, it's all looming ahead for the vote tomorrow around 1:30 in the afternoon.
So let me ask you this, and put it in layman's terms for most of our listeners are actually very bright, but just put it in layman's terms. When the current sitting government comes up with the budget, it needs how much support from who, in just general terms, to pass so that there isn't an election?
Yeah, so you need 50% plus one of the votes present and voting in the House of Commons to pass any piece of legislation, and certainly on confidence matters, that is to say, matters where it's really the essence of government policy. You're passing bills that spend money. That's the tradition in parliamentary government, that if you've got money bills before Parliament, and certainly the budget is a money bill, that has to pass, or the government does not have the confidence of the Parliament, and the Prime Minister has to walk on over to the Governor General and dissolve the House, and what they call a writ is issued. That means that an election is on, and it'll happen 37 days or so from the time of that defeat.
So let me say this, because I heard Prime Minister Harper say that he wasn't going to go to the Governor General. Is that correct?
Well, what he said was he wasn't going to dissolve Parliament before a vote. Mm-hmm. So, he had the choice to say, look, the dig is up. It's clear that the opposition parties aren't going to support us. So he could have walked over to the Governor General and said, even before the vote, it looks like we're done right now until we have another election. So why not have just dissolve the House and have the election? So he said, no, look, we don't want an election. We want to continue to govern. We think that this budget's a good budget. We want the budget to pass. So we're not going to dissolve the House. It's up to the opposition parties to change their minds, or else we're going to go to the polls.
Minister of Industry Tony Clement is our guest, talking about an upcoming election. Are the people in the opposition, Leighton, Ignatieff, and what's-his-face, are they aware of the fragile, at best, fragile economy Canada has? And therefore, if they aren't aware of it, can someone let them know that maybe having an election isn't the smartest thing to do at this point?
Well, we tried, and what happens though is they get trapped in their own rhetoric, right? And so their position obviously is that we're a bad government. We're not governing to their interests and their point of view. So you go out on a limb and say this is a terrible government. It shouldn't be governing for all of these reasons. And then we slap down a budget and say, okay, here's a budget. We've taken some of your ideas because they're good ideas, and we put them in the budget. And then their position is, well, that's not going far enough.
What was Ignatieff talking about with the blue door? What was that blue door thing he was talking about?
Well, maybe he was making reference to the last movie he saw, which was Behind the Green Door.
Oh, that's right.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What was the blue door?
Well, no, he was trying to, they were asking his press conference yesterday, the media were, what about a coalition? Are you contemplating a coalition government after the next election, even if you lost the election to the Conservatives? He said, look, people have a choice, red door, blue door, and they're going to choose the red door.
cliff on the other side of it.
Hey, Tony, real quick, you mentioned rhetoric.